from her and with her. It's such an extraordinary experience. So please welcome Jules Schroeder.
Sarah, thank you. I feel like you guys are far away. Anyone else felt that a little bit? Like there's a gap that's here. So I wanted to start off by posing a few questions, and one of the things that I've learned about experiences is oftentimes there's an experience happening. This can be a metaphor for life in so many ways, yet we watch it. Almost like we're watching a good TV show, we're participating, we show up, we wake up in the morning, we go to the yoga, we show up in the room, and then the experience happens, and it's good, it's pleasant. But there is a depth that you're craving deeper down. It's the very stir in your soul that if you tell the truth to yourself, you're the only one that will know the difference. Anyone been in a version of the movie since they've been here? They've gotten some great things, yet there's a deeper cut. And if you're open, and I feel that too for my deeper cut, oftentimes we're waiting for permission, or I say, per my mission, per our mission to go there. But it takes being an active, on the field receiver of your life. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing extraordinary with that. There is a craving, an emerging of what is the next cut of yourself, myself, ourself, herself, the collective self. One of the things that I admire so much about Sarah is that she models what I call collaborative leadership. I like to say that I'm in the business of transformation at scale. We are in the planet at transformation at scale right now. Anyone feel that? And that requires being bigger than the fish of the pond that you're swimming in. To say, I can be the extraordinary person as you know in my life, a life from the outside that looks pretty good. I have a lot of pretty good things. Some would even say incredible things. Is that true about any of your lives? From the outside, people would say that about your life? Yet there's more. There's this nagging feeling of when I go to bed at night, or when I wake up in the morning, or I'm on a run that says, what is that? And I imagine, I like to say I'm a magnet for people in transitions, that if you're here, that voice, that volume has gotten louder and louder and louder. And sometimes it takes a huge swoop to then come in and say, now, maybe your yes, talking about Vanessa's talk, was the yes of being here now. And for some of you, I imagine coming here, you're still waiting for that now moment to happen while here in this room. You're still waiting for this moment to say, now, go. That life, that voice, that feeling, that something, not only is it real, but it is in your divine right and your purpose to take that thing, give voice to that thing, birth that thing. But it happens in the we. I really hold there's two ways to live your life. In one way, it's in this monologue of self, the dreams we keep to ourselves, the fears we keep to ourselves, or in our close environments. And then there's the dialogue. There says, I don't know what it's like to not just be the big fish in my pond. I don't know what's next in my life, but show me how. What does it look like to have an intuitive ping and be willing to redirect the whole program because something bigger wants to happen in a we? What does it look like in your life because there's something bigger that's oftentimes not convenient, chances are highly uncomfortable, not in flow, makes no logical sense for you to actually say, I don't know, but what I do know is that I've lived my life so much from this space that what exists over here, this don't know that I don't know, is what I call the secret menu. The menu of miracles. Anyone ever been there in their life? Things that just show up synchronistically. A conversation, a random bank error in your favor, a meeting at a Bali event with some late crashers that lead us to this side of the world. And sometimes we relate to these things like they're scarce, they're spontaneous. And I really hold the belief that if you choose to live your life, not from this paradigm, but from the paradigm of I don't know what I don't know, but I'm willing to get bigger than myself, bigger than my fears, bigger than my certainty to find out, then show me. Show me what exists beyond. I had a near-death experience about 7 years ago, a wakeboarding accident. I grew up the oldest of 5 girls. My dad worked Wall Street in New York City. He was a Puerto Rican immigrant, and a lot of the mentality that I inherited, any Boricuas in the room? Hablas Español? Anyone in the room? Some? It was very much, everything was frugal. It was to the penny. It was to the moment. It was calculated. It was predictable. It was safe. It was certain. And my dad worked very hard. For us as the oldest, I worked 3 jobs in high school to be able to have a certain life. And me as this young person coming into 18, I wanted to go be a musician. And I was like, Dad, this is what I want to do with my life. And he was like, only the 1% make it. Are you sure you can bet your whole lifestyle, your whole well-being, your whole career on being the 1%? Anyone ever had someone say something like to them in your life? Anyone still listening to someone saying something like that? It's okay. I do too sometimes. And I did. I got really good at business, super good at business. I started my first 6-figure company at 18, 7-figure company at 22. By the time I was 24, I had a business partner embezzle a bunch of money, was in hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt. I was also dating the other business partner who ended up cheating on me with our clients at the time. It was not a good look for a 25-year-old with 27 employees at the time. And I looked at this model of what I thought the success would be, the relationships, the business, the accolades, all the carrots that I thought A plus B plus C plus D will equal magnetic miracle. Anyone else been there in their life? And I got there, I didn't choose to be there, and I find myself in this embezzlement and my whole world starts to crumble down. All the pieces and the constructs and the beautiful things. And what I then find in the midst of that, a year later, an act of God, I'm out wakeboarding. And this whole external turmoil that had been moving through my life started to really amp up the volume. Anyone had those or in one of these right now? You're not listening to that dial, and so life's like, more momentum, let's get our attention. My dad liked to say I used to come out of the womb kicking, like I'm so stubborn. I'm so stubborn. And so there I was in Colorado in 2015. Out with the guys wakeboarding to see who could get the most air. And as a competitive athlete, I'm hitting it, and finally, I jump the water, I launch, I come down, I face plant, and I smack. And I knew in that moment something was wrong. I did a little check. Everything was attached at that point. And I get off the boat about an hour later, feel really out of it. I lose all feeling in my fingertips, my arms, and my legs. And my next memory is looking at my friend and saying something is terribly wrong. And then I lose consciousness. And then after that, I come out of the MRI in the hospital, approached by this white figure, 6 black shadow council member conversation, and this out-of-body experience that says, Jules, you have more work to do in the world. Do you want to do it? Now at the time, they think my neck is broken. They think I might be paralyzed. And I just remember saying yes, as long as I don't come back as a vegetable. In this next moment, I am zapped back into my body. I feel this energy forge my neck back together and shoot down my spine. And the moment that I woke up, it was like everything shifted. It was the end of life being driven by me and the start of life coming through. And I didn't even know what I didn't even know about what that meant at the time. And all I knew is 3 weeks later, I'm in a neck brace and a woman calls me and she says, hey, I'm working at the United Nations. Do you want to be a global ambassador for education? And I'm like, it's not really the best time. I almost died. I'm in a neck brace. And I hear this voice and it says, tell her you have this initiative to reimagine higher education called Create You. I have no initiative. At this point, I think I've completely lost my mind, and next thing I know, it comes out of my mouth, yes. Flash forward, I'm on my way to the UN. Forbes reaches out and says, we hear what you're doing. I end up starting the first podcast on Forbes called Unconventional Life. I then end up having a crazy dream months later and 30 people gathering and the words Bali come out of my mouth. And next thing I know, I'm running a global community that's reached millions of people and yada, 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 all the accolades, all the awards, all the things. Life went on the fast track. Anyone been there? Life goes on the fast track. But here's the deeper truth about that story. There was an external version of what was happening, but an internal experience that I still had to be with. It was almost like I was running at a 10-volt battery in my life, and that accident, that experience supercharged me. All of the things that I thought were making me happy and all of the things that I wanted, it was like none of that, like a mouse trying to find the cheese. There was no more cheese. And it was so baffling because the things that got me to the success that I had previously were not the same things that could get me to the next place, the next level. I truly had to be with, I don't know, but how? I have the sense that many of you in this room may be in that, in a version or area of your life right now. True story? True story? Yeah. And in that I don't know, what I realized coming out of that accident and all the things that have happened since is that it really is about seeing and being with each other and ourselves, that you can live your life in such a way that it comes through you. It's almost like what I say and the words and the byproduct becomes irrelevant or inconsequential, because being the space, the vessel, the vehicle for that which I know of all my gifts and talents to happen becomes more about the work than being right, than being perfect, than being sure. It becomes about the act of devotion, the act of living for the sake of living. And I believe you don't have to have a near-death experience to live for the sake of living. But I believe that the world, God, is who is for me after that accident. I have no fear of the other side. In some ways, I was like, when are we going home? It's really good over there. Why are we in these skins and bodies and making meaning on this heavy and significant thing called life? And all of our judgment and our insecurities, it's our humanity. But here's the thing, our humanity is a constant. Our humanity is predictable. And we live life like our humanity takes us out of the game. Like we're surprised that we fear the fear of failure again, or we're surprised that we feel scared, or we're surprised. But when you start relating to your humanity as a constant, as your humanity, you start remembering you, and you, and you. And this time that we have here, these moments that we have here, it is all in service, the act of being here for yourself, for your families, for the world, and for each other. And I actually view COVID and a lot of this time as a great accelerator, a massive pattern interrupt. We had to interrupt our regularly scheduled programming called Lives in our world to say hello. That time that we said, all those gifts and talents that you have, I'm not special. She's not special, he's not special, but she chose. And that's what I want you to do, is choose. Choose you in your life. And if you're still waiting for someone else to choose you, or for someone on this stage to say something that says now, you're gonna keep waiting for a long time. This choice for you is a now timeline. The urgency is here. The people are here. The Sarahs in the room are here. The Vanessas, they are here. We are here. We are literally saying with our hands up, I am here. But you gotta get in the game. And you gotta start playing. Not as a TV viewer. As an active mover in your life. And I know you're movers. I heard some of your shakers in here. You showed up here. It takes a lot of courage to pull yourself out of your life, to invest in yourself, the resources and all the areas that you have to be here. So don't act like it's not an admirable act, but keep going with that act and see it as the beginning of where you are going in that act, because we need your gifts in that act. And I hold this value. My company is called The Unconventional Life. I was taught that I had to be one thing in one way. Anyone else? You could get really good at business. Well, I was like, I could do all these businesses, but it took me 9 years to make my first music album. And I was like, but it's not just music that I want to get good at. In 2020, I got really sick with autoimmune and almost died again because I didn't know how to run my energy in a whole way. And then I was like, I'm going to get good at passive income and real estate. And next thing I knew, I built several real estate properties, a $25 million raise, and I got really good at that. And I'm clear that there's nothing I can't scale in my life because I've learned to unlock the life force in me. I've learned to unlock the life force in me. You all have that life force available within you. And the more you just yes it, like Vanessa was saying, you yes that life force. You say, I don't know, show me how, but unlock this thing, because I've lived a lot of years of my life this way, and it's pretty good. I know this predictable outcome. There's nothing wrong with this. But that yearning does not go silent. That yearning does not stop until you say, I don't know, but put me in, coach. Tag me in. If you want me to go here with no initiative, you want me to be up on stage, I am one of the biggest introverted extroverts. I am so highly sensitive. I am part of the great menstruation while we've been here. Started yesterday, and I was like, oh, Sarah, I can't get out of my room. But like, I'm human, just like all you. But the thing is that it becomes part of mastering yourself for the sake of the act. Because if you're not doing it for the act, then why do it? And if the whole point of being here is really to see what's here, I really think we just evolve. She evolves, we evolve, and then we forget, and we remember, and we forget, we remember, and we forget, and maybe we come back and do it all over again, depending on what you believe. Then like, why not go for it? But like, really choose it. And I just hope that while you're here, you really choose that. And I'm going to close here in just a second and put us into a quick, 2-minute meditation contemplation, kind of be here with that. But if you're into choosing that, I want you just to put your hand up. Yeah. One thing I always hold, that if it's not a fuck yeah, then it's a no. And I know a lot of you, including myself, lived a lot of years of my life not in that 10 out of 10. And knowing that it can be more than that, I invite you, while you're here the last couple days, day and a half that we're here, choose it. Because this is the moment. If you've been waiting for it, like, this is it. I need you. We need you. She needs you. He needs you. We all need you. Good? All right. So go ahead and close your eyes. Let's go to 777, Steve. I have no idea what track's going to play. We just kind of imprompt this. So hopefully it's meditation abundance. Perfect. All right. Closing your eyes. If you have anything on your lap, just go ahead and put that off your lap. Put your feet on the floor. If you're wearing sandals, take them off if you can, if that's easy. I just want you to take a big breath in, a big cleansing breath out. Doing that one more time, just feeling your feet, breathing in. Let your tongue go on this next breath. Just feeling your whole body rooting on the chair that you're in. Feeling more spaciousness in your belly, more spaciousness in your breath. Allowing spaciousness to move through your heart. With every exhale, feeling the spaciousness around your head, your third eye. Feeling that spaciousness to your hips, your legs, and your toes. Just noticing what it's like to feel even more space around you. To take up even more space around you. And just imagining you have this bubble of space around you. I want you to feel that bubble expand, now 6 feet of energetic space around you. Allowing your breath to be nice and spacious. Feeling yourself taking up more space now into half of the room here, filling up your space, feeling the imprint of your space. Now taking up the space of the entire room here. Feel it. Allowing yourself yourself here to take up the space of this entire resort. And with your breath, feeling your space expanding, your impact, your ripple onto this entire island. And breathing that space in and out. Noticing what it's like to have more space here and feeling that space that is here. Just imagining yourself in a nature scene as it emerges, and allow this scene to be the scene of complete spacious freedom. Maybe you see a pathway emerge in front of you, and it's you running barefoot amongst the most exquisite yellow or purple flowers. Maybe it's you standing in this field overlooking the ocean, or with your feet buried in the sand, just allowing yourself to sense the experience of full, spacious freedom in this moment. And on the count of 3, I want you to feel that freedom so fully in your entire body. Feel the full electricity moving from your toes into your hips, into your heart, up through the crown of your head, feeling it fully in 3, 2, 1. Feel it fully, and breathing that freedom fully in and fully out. And allowing maybe it's some joy to come on your face, as if you can see or feel yourself, maybe even a smile comes to your cheeks. A sense of gratitude, looking at all the moments that brought you to this moment, this pathway, this portal in time. And in just a second, I want you to see this vision of yourself in your life, the emergence of who you are, so fully expressed. You're going to see a scene emerge from just 1 year into the future, the you coming into the future in 1 year, and I want you in just the count of 3 to see her and feel her. 2, 1, become her. Fully you, 1 year into the future. Maybe you see her in this scene, or you're out in the street corner in the most exquisite dress, and you've got the engagement ring on your finger, or the baby by your side. Or maybe you just have the time to read a book and you're out on this porch. And I want you just to feel the quality of admiration for this you, this 1 year you into the future. Just notice her. What does she smell like? Is there a scent, a perfume, maybe just a quality of ocean in the air? And allowing those scents and smells to come through. And fully taking her in. Choosing to fully allow her, that future you. I want you to see this audience now emerge in front of her. And this might be the audience of your family, the audience of your teens, the audience of people that you feel you're meant to connect with. Maybe it's a creative passion, a business that you're meant to start, a music album you're meant to birth, but I want you to feel the impact. I want you to see the impact of people in front of you, right in this very moment, or sense them. They're all here to celebrate you. Just breathing in the sense of people in celebration, fully in and out. There is a deeper wisdom that lives inside of each of us. A deeper wisdom when we bring our feet down into our ground, into the heart that we trust. That if you're willing to go beyond the fears of what you see, you can uncover the true version of me. It is in the sense of perfect harmony, the destiny of the qualities, that there is love and grace in the magic that is mine, in the meeting of true oneness with the divine, and allow yourself to meet it meet you in this moment, choose you in this moment, and feel how much support moves around you when you choose you. And just taking another breath or two to fully be with yourself there while fully feeling the space of yourself here. And breathing that fully in and out. For it is in my divine right to love and to learn all the lessons and the stories that I've unturned. That there is a cosmic thread that weaves our golden hands. That if I can remove myself, I truly can understand the connection, the birth, the pure joy that is in me. The power and the confidence, yes, this is my clarity. It is in my divine right to be clear and to see. I can feel the impact of the ripples that are all of me. I choose in this very moment the path that I walk and the path that I know, that I open up my heart and I allow this great flow. It is the golden destiny that brings us here. It is the golden truth that yes, we clear. Through my voice, I activate this truth, and through my voice, I activate new. Breathing that in and letting it go. Feeling yourself in this space, noticing if there's anything else for you to know or feel here. As you slowly start to choose that awareness, meeting it with this awareness, and know that true yes has already been won. Feel a giant ripple, a wave of gratitude through your feet, feeling those toes in this moment, and then feeling your heart. So much wisdom and courage in your heart. So much compassion. So much care. Truly, how remarkable is your heart. Specifically your heart. How you love so much. And allowing that love to fully touch and meet you in the way that feels right. With that open heart, bringing that awareness back here into this room, to let that open heart lead you in this open life. And taking just another breath or so as you're ready. And then slowly opening your eyes. Welcome back. So I hope as you connect and allow yourself here just a couple moments to journal or anything that may have come through, some thoughts that you might have thought. Maybe you saw something for yourself, version of yourself. I remember one time I saw a ring and I bought it in my vision, whatever it is. It's been an honor to be with you here in this way. I am truly struck by the wisdom and the humility of you women that are in this room. Really, I'm deeply moved by what it takes to move your life and be willing to show up for yourself in these ways. And it is because of one conversation like this and that you're willing to have with yourself and those around you that we really do shift the conversation as well. So, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
planet in that meditation. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Jules. Thank you. We're not on Egyptian time, guys. We're on Fiji time. I'm sorry. I tried my best, but we're in Fiji, right? And we're also in feminine. I'm trying up against all these different things, and we just have to surrender. So we're surrendered. Things are gonna keep flowing, and we will find lunch, and we will find our bookable sessions, and everything will be perfect. I trust.